Jayden Fuller, Division I football player, working on his lower body. Going to react to his workout here. It's a big fucking guy, man. Football player.
Strongest kid in this area.
So we're gonna start off with squats. I just know we're gonna do strength work and maybe power work. But
Just a little warm up, good angle at the hips, get your shoulders. Oh, that's speed. This is a strong guy, man. 135 is a toothpick on his back. And it is 135 and it's squatting, so it's not that heavy, but you talk about strong people. 225 for me is like the end of my warm-up. He's just getting started, and he's flying through that 225. This is a strong dude. Football is yeah, man, that's even different. I'm not gonna lie. This guy's at his home gym, not home gym, but like he's at his gym. He's at like the public gym, just doing shit. Good warm-up. I like the way he's warming up, just through the range of motion, not doing anything fancy for weightlifting. I think that's the way you're supposed to warm up. I agree with that. A lot of people preach like warming up, like doing a whole like technical warm-up. I don't think you do that before lifting. I think you just put the weight on and start going through the range of motion until you get to the point where you're ready to work. Yeah, I agree, buddy. When somebody puts 4 plates on each side, you watch. You got to see what they're doing. And that's cake work for this guy. $585. Sheesh. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. I think Alfred Morris used to do like 600 or something like that. I mean, this is one of the strongest guys out there. Natural. I'm assuming natural. You go back down to 500 for working sets. Okay. 2x5. I wonder if that music is coming from his headphones, but I would blast it as well, man. That's about right.
I definitely about almost shit myself.
He said he almost shit himself. So, I've never shit myself in the gym, but I guess with powerlifters, that's not an uncommon thing. Dude, this brother is inspired. He looks a pretty strong dude himself. Now the banded squats. See, good, okay. I guess some strength coaches prescribe this, but I don't like the sitting on the box. I think you go down, controlled eccentric, ass taps, you explode up. Because you don't want to load your spine up and sit down. I just don't like that. I see people do it all the time, though. I guess the sitting benefit to that is that you take the tension off of the muscles in the legs and you force them to reactivate and explode upwards, which, it's kind of building strength out of the hole, so to speak, in that situation, as opposed to keeping the tension on them and exploding up. But, yeah. Assisted plyometrics, for those who don't know, this is working the end of the force velocity curve, the concentric part of the force velocity curve. So he's lightening his load and getting a supernormal stimulus on the central nervous system to explode upwards. Isaiah Rivera talked about a force velocity curve for both the eccentric side and the concentric side. I've actually never looked at it for the eccentric side and trained it that way, so it's interesting to see that. But these are like towards the very end of speed, as opposed to strength. This is like hyperspeed. Back to the banded squats. Skip around a little bit. See what he's got to say here. We're finished out on accessories, single leg. Oh, fair, okay. It's a good workout. Banded box squats, explosive. You go from strength to power. You're kind of working across the force velocity curve. Great for football. I don't know what position this guy would be. I assume he's kind of like a lineman or a linebacker or something like that.
It's Jay back with another video. Today was a good lower body day. It wasn't really anything bad. My body was probably at like 85%. It wasn't a full 100. But when we did the 585, I was kind of mad because when I look back on the video, I could have definitely hit three to four like I intended to. I think I just kind of psyched myself out.
Yeah, but when you're working out by yourself, not a spotter, I mean, it is, I get it. But yeah, you got the racks. I mean, shit, those things don't, 585 though, bro, on these little joints. I mean, I don't know, like, it is a risk. You know what I mean? But like, when you're working out with, that's why I always prefer team workouts. Because you can have a triple spotter and go past failure. You can have a spotter behind you and on one on each side and go 585 and just fuck it, go. Your teammate's going to get you if you fail.
My body was probably at like 3 to 4 like I intended to. I think I just kind of psyched myself out because I think I definitely had more in the tank. But that was my first time. I lied. I hit 600 like the previous week. But nevertheless, it was still a good workout. I did some back down sets, 2 sets of 5. And then I did some explosive squats like you saw and supersetted that with some jumps.
That was elite workout. That was elite stuff, man. It's really good stuff. But you should be, yeah. If this guy ever ends up seeing this, he should be a trainer. If football doesn't work out, he should definitely go be a strength coach, because you know what you're doing to go independently do that. I mean, I don't know if your strength coach sent you that workout or what, but
after that, I was gonna do more plyometrics, but I was like, my knees and my butt, I was like, I'm just gonna keep it at that. I feel like that was sufficient enough for today.
Word, yeah. If you ever want to do a finisher with like what you were doing, the leg extensions or leg curls, some sort of accessory non-core movement that doesn't load up your spine and is only putting stress on the muscle, not so much on your joints, and do high reps, go muscular endurance. That's the best way to do a finisher when you're uncertain, because you don't want to go heavy again and then, yeah, your joints just went through it, and then now you're going to put your joints through it more as a finisher. Nah, like what you'd probably like do, based on this workout, if I were to do a finisher, if I were him, I would do like lunges with light weight, like up and down the gym or something like that, like not even for reps, just like distance, do like 3 laps up and down the whole dumbbell rack, or like hamstring curl, do like 2 sets of 50. You know what I mean? That's a good way to finish out if you feel like doing an extra set or 2.
I hope y'all are doing well. I'm trying to do the best I can. I will continue to try to strive to do the best I can. I encourage y'all to read the book of Job. As I started reading it, and everybody knows about the book of Job, about how God, how Job was tested and he went through things, but really we don't go into depth about really how much faith Job had in God, to the point that God told Satan, like, yeah, you can tempt him and do all these things, but you can't kill him, or you have to spare his life. because I know that Job is a great servant of mine, and he will never bash me or he'll never say anything bad. So I'm trying to really hone in on reading that, just because it's a lot of influence on me, because I feel like even though I don't have the biggest problems, I still go through a lot of things, and I have to be spiritually and mentally tough enough to be able to go through those things and navigate and not.
Yeah, respect, brother. I mean, I'm not Christian myself, but I've obviously been around a lot of Christian people. And the book of Job is definitely an inspirational story. That story is. And it's not about, you've not been through things yourself. Like, at the end of the day, bro, everybody has their own battles. Everybody has their own perspective on life. And we can all definitely gain wisdom from these religious texts. And they're ancient, man. These people have been living their life this way for eons. And I think that's valuable. You can draw that. Even if you're not, to me, like, I'm not Christian, but I will take wisdom from the Bible. I'm not Muslim, but I will learn things from the Quran. I'm not Jewish, but I'll learn from the Torah. I am loosely a Hindu. I mean, I'm a Hindu, and I, of course, will take from the Bhagavad Gita. And so, these are important lessons. And, if you're Christian, definitely apply that shit, bro. That shit will take you far for sure.
Not just go through them, but to push past them and persevere through them. So,
but yeah, anyway, it is important to have faith that things are going to work out and have a positive mindset and continue to do the right thing. That's important, regardless of your religion, what religion you are, if you're religious or not, if you're atheist, if you're whatever, Scientologist, does not matter. Okay, those principles are important. But yeah, hey, like, comment, and subscribe. This was a good video. Peace and love.